Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on into another episode of the Rust Belt Rivalry Podcast. I'm Brian Phillos, my co-host Nick Kremchek in the house. As usual, we've got a jam-packed show for you. We'll be talking about the pathetic Browns, the kind of pathetic Bengals, the dominant Ohio State Buckeyes, and a little bit of other things in the NFL. Nick, how are we doing today, buddy?
Brian, I'm doing fantastic. How are you?
Football-wise, not as fantastic as a guy who just, got his little cold tub plunge and then the sauna. But, how are you feeling after the bye week? Let's start there. How are you feeling?
I feel this is the best I've felt in a long time. The Bengals didn't give up any points this weekend, so I'm going to take that as a win.
A stout defense.
Yeah, I would say the biggest news coming out of Cincinnati yesterday is Joe Burrow is practicing again, which is crazy.
Wow.
He is limited, but he said Thanksgiving-ish is when he's coming back, believe it or not. So I don't want him to play if they're going to continue to lose. But he said that this is the one of the easier rehabs he's had to do. So that's promising to hear. But man, injury was 57 days ago, and here he is already, walking and throwing on the field. So more power to him. But I don't know why Bengals fans would be really excited to see him on the field this year, unless they're in contention. So,
what is their record right now?
3-6.
And he would basically miss 3 more weeks. So you could be looking at potentially 6-6. Who do you have the next 3 games? Let's just say that.
They have the Steelers, the Patriots, and then they have the Ravens.
Not an easy schedule.
No. So the Bengals are going to go 6-0 in the division. I'm calling it right now. They're still going to miss the playoffs, but they're going to go 6-0. You watch. You laugh now.
Okay. All right. Well, that's a possibility. I guess we can leave it there.
Yep.
Nothing else to report on the Bengals camp. Just that Joey B is in the fast track, huh?
Joey B is back, baby. Yeah. I'm very happy to see that he's on the field again. I know he wants to play, but God, I hope they hold him off the field if they lose the next 3 games and they're out of it. But we'll see what happens.
That would be pretty silly.
It would.
But speaking of organizations that have no idea what the hell they're doing,
your Cleveland Browns.
Let's switch over to the team that's in disarray the most here, the Cleveland Browns. We get beat by the lowly New York Jets.
Welcome to the club.
Yeah, not in the same fashion as the Bengals did. It was not a shootout. It was not fun to watch for me anyway. I think the Browns held the offense for the New York Jets to under 175 yards and only 1 touchdown, and broke a record for the first time in statistical history that we still lost a game. The first thing I'm going to say off the rip is Bubba Ventrone needs to be fired. He is our special teams coordinator. For those who don't know, this guy has had a whiff after whiff. Last year was kind of meh. And, we had to hire him on as an assistant. He's like the special teams coordinator / assistant coach, because we had to pluck him away from what he was doing at the Indianapolis Colts. Well, pretty sure the Colts said, yeah, thank you, take him off our hands. This team not only gave up a special teams kickoff return right after a touchdown, but then went ahead the very next time we kicked the ball, which was a punt, gave up a touchdown on a punt. 14 points on special teams. I mean, I've been watching the Browns a long time, do a lot of failure stuff, and that is not one of the things. According to all the reporters and stuff, Kevin Stefanski is not the kind of coach that's going to fire an assistant coach mid-season. But, God, if there was ever one that needed it, it is Bubba Ventrone right now. It is just embarrassing. I was hoping they left him at MetLife Stadium, but they didn't. Again, the defense crumbles when it matters the most. They had pretty much held the Jets to a nothing burger I think like 3 points up until the last quarter. They gave up a big screen to Brees Hall, which ended up running in for a TD. Devin Bush, the final drive of the game, that he has a holding call, and then when the Jets are going for it on 4th and 4, basically just running out the clock and trying to get us to jump off sides. What do you know? The Browns go ahead and jump off sides and give them the free first down and win the game. Aaron Glenn is jumping on the sideline laughing at us. So that's not 1, but 2 weeks in a row that a head coach has laughed at our team, one of them being the Jets head coach. That is embarrassing enough. Dylan Gabriel, no freaking clue what he is doing on the field.
Yeah.
I have no idea. He is not an NFL quarterback. He doesn't look like an NFL quarterback. His stat line looks okay, I'll say. 17 of 32, 167 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. But if you watch the game, I mean, the man took 6 sacks for I don't know how many yards. One of them was on a 4th and 1 where there was very little pressure. There's all these still shots of there's 3 to 4, depending on how open you think they are. But at minimum, 3 wide receivers that are wide open past the line of scrimmage and like right after the ball was hiked, and somehow Dylan Gabriel missed them all. And it seems that as soon as the pocket gets conjumbled and all the offensive linemen are around him, he has no idea what's going on, probably because he can't see. So again, all the issues that everybody thought would happen in the NFL coming out of college, why he should not get drafted so early, just keep showing up. And in all sadness, this was his best game of the year. He did have 3 nice throws, but I mean, there was one throw that he had to Malachi Corley, a screen pass. I almost shut the game off when I saw it because it was a screen pass. Malachi Corley is obviously wide open. It's a screen pass, for crying out loud.
Right.
The man throws it about 30 feet over his head, and I'm pretty sure it went to the 3rd row. Now, if you look at the All-22, which I've seen screenshots of that, the blocking was phenomenal. Like, Malachi Corley was probably going 60 yards for a touchdown. Instead, our wonderful quarterback throws it 30 feet over his head. Why Shador can't even sniff the field? Why he can't even get first-team reps, I don't know if it's a Shador problem, if it's a Dylan Gabriel thing, if it's a Stefanski thing, if it's ownership saying meddling. I don't know what the hell is going on.
Yeah,
but it's frustrating.
What is it? I get it. I mean, I'd be frustrated too. I mean, there's got to be something going on in that locker room as to why Shador is not going to be starting. I mean, is it because they play the Ravens this week and the Ravens are red hot and they don't want to put them in that situation? Like, I don't know. It just seems very odd because how many games has Gabriel started now? Is it 4 now? I think it's 4.
It's 5.
He's 5.
That was his 5th start. So this week will be his 6th, and then there'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games left.
Okay. Well, then maybe maybe that's what they're thinking, saying, maybe let's put him in for one more game and see how he does. But I can't see them continuing with him if the Browns get destroyed by the Ravens and he doesn't look good. So that's my opinion on it.
That's kind of what people keep saying. I mean, every week we have the same conversation. I hear the same conversations on the radio. It's like, if he gets blown out this week, if he does nothing to win the game this week, there's no reason to roll him out there again.
Right.
And before Kevin Stefanski even looks at the footage, the game film, whatever, he's like, nope.
Yeah.
Dylan Gabriel is starting again next week.
Yeah. There's one stat, Brian, that you did not mention from this game. Justin Fields, 6 for 11, 54 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, and they still win the game. That is incredible, honestly. I saw that and I was like, wow, not a lot of teams can win like that. So
nope.
I definitely see where you're coming from with special teams because it definitely lost them the game for sure.
Yeah. I mean, but flat out. I mean, that's and the Jets were playing with a lead for most of the game because of it. So it's like just embarrassing. But again, that's what we have on offense. So I mean, at least my guy Jerry Jeudy, who I've been trashing all year, finally showed up, had a good game. I think Tommy Rees is a better play caller than Kevin Stefanski. I think they were smart to make the change.
Okay.
You know, I think at this point, like, you know, they probably want to lose, right? 'Cause they want a better pick.
Yeah.
Just, once you lose to the Jets, what else can you do?
Right.
But let's move on to the rest of the NFL. Some injuries before we jump around. We had Jackson Dart with the concussion. He's day to day. Dalton Kincaid, tight end for the Bill, had a hamstring. He's week to week. Garrett Wilson had a knee injury in the Jets-Browns game. There was no update. He was hobbling for a little while. I'm not sure what's going on there. J.K. Dobbins, which I didn't even realize. I guess he had a left foot. He might go on the IR. And then Zay Jones, wide receiver for the Cardinals. He's on IR with an Achilles, which I'm guessing probably most likely is the year for him.
For sure.
What's out of those ones? I mean, is there anything what's the biggest injury, biggest concern, if any?
I mean, I don't think any of those players are going to make or break your season. We did find out today that Travis Hunter is missing the rest of the season as well. He was already on IR, but they announced he's done. Not like he's also, I think that was a horrible trade in the draft by the Jaguars, but they're really showing just how stupid that pick was, honestly. I'm sure you're happy about it.
I am not upset. I don't ever root for injuries, but I mean, we have the Jaguars' first-round pick this year, so the worse they play, the better for the Browns.
The thing is, though, he wasn't even doing anything this year, really. Like, I know he's a rookie, but, like, this kid's expected to come out and, be a difference maker week one, and he just hasn't done that, I think he only had he's had 1 or 2 touchdowns this year. He's not playing as much defense probably as he wants to, which is probably a good thing. But yeah, I just wanted to throw that one out there as well for you.
Yeah, well, and that was a big concern that everybody talked about on the radio stations. I mean, we were obviously in the mix for picking him, and it was like, well, if you do play him on offense and defense, like, how long can he last, right? Can he even last through his first contract? If you're playing all them snaps and all them practice reps, like, it's got to be tough. So
yeah.
But going around the NFL here, let's talk about. Are we crowning Jonathan Taylor an MVP already?
I mean, he's having a heck of a season, man. The Colts in general, man, they're all in. They are fully all in on this season. And honestly, man, they're fun to watch. They really are. Jonathan Taylor, what did he have? 244 yards and 3 touchdowns, man. That is insane.
Yep.
Yeah, I would definitely say he is in the MVP candidate line for sure.
Yeah, he's currently sitting at 1,139 yards and 17 total touchdowns. And that's 10 games in.
That is insane.
Yeah. Do you know who the last running back MVP was in the league?
Was it Saquon Barkley?
Further back.
Really? How further? Peyton Hillis.
No. Adrian Peterson. He was just on the Madden cover. Adrian Peterson for the 2012 Vikings. He had like 2,097 yards. And ever since then, it's been all quarterbacks. So for the last 12, 13 years, whatever since then. Yeah. Saints beat up on the Panthers. That was nice to watch from a Browns perspective, just watching the lower teams win some more games. The Giants were beating the Bears until Jackson Dart went out with a concussion. And, spoiler alert for later, Brian Daboll gets fired midweek.
Yeah.
Did not see that on the bingo card. And you say the Bears are 6-3, Nick. You still have no faith?
I still don't think that the Bills are that good. Or Bears, I'm sorry. The Bears are not that good. Look, man, we're talking about beating the Giants, the Bengals, the Saints. Come on, like those aren't good teams this year.
Okay, well, you know what? We're going to figure this out by the end of the year, one way or the other, because you want to hear the schedule they have remaining.
Oh, I see it right now. I'm looking at it, but yeah, go ahead and go say it.
Packers 2 times, Steelers, Eagles, Browns, 49ers, and Lions. So they will probably be favored in 2 games, maybe 3.
Yeah.
The rest of the year. So if they keep this up, then we're gonna have to put a wager on this or something if this keeps going like this.
It's fine. I'm all for that. I am not a believer in the Bears.
I know. Jaguars blow a big one. What the heck happened there? I couldn't believe the highlights I was watching.
Yeah, they were up
29-10 in the third, like the end of the third quarter.
Yep.
Against Davis Mills.
Collapse. Yeah, Paul thinks too against Davis Mills. It's just crazy.
The one thing that Jackson Dart has that Trevor Lawrence does not have is like those clutch moments at the end of games. Like Trevor Lawrence just like fumbles like a fumble 6.
Yeah, he doesn't. He seems like he just lacks confidence, and he's trying to do too much in a way. Just kind of panicking out there, and something you don't want to see for a franchise quarterback in that moment when you have a chance to go down there and try to kick a game-winning field goal. So not great, not a good look.
Man is constantly crumbling under pressure. Tell me about your thoughts on the Bills-Dolphins game.
Every good team can have a bad week. The Bears are. Why do I keep mixing the Bears and the Bills up today? Holy cow! The Bills had an off week. It's a divisional game. I'm not worried. It's every good team is allowed to have a bad week, especially against a divisional opponent. So I think they'll bounce back this week and be just fine.
I agree. I think they put a lot of their eggs in the basket of beating the Chiefs, and you kind of see it there. We're kind of not ready for this game, and
they were looking over it. It's a trap game. It was a trap game, and they'll be fine.
Apparently, that was there. Before that, they had beat the Dolphins 7 games in a row, which seems kind of crazy.
That is pretty crazy.
Lamar and the Ravens take care of business against the Vikings.
They're coming in red hot with Lamar being back.
Well, they got to bye this week.
Not good for your Browns. Not good,
somebody texted me and was like, "Oh, Mark Andrews is going to have a big game this week." I'm like, actually, the Browns do really good against tight ends. Like surprisingly this year, I don't know what the deal is, but like you can remove that from your guesses. And I think we're in lockstep here. You think it's most likely that Lamar and the Ravens win the AFC North?
For sure. I just don't see. I mean, after watching the Steelers again on Sunday night, they are not a good team. Like, even if somehow they make the playoffs, which they very well could, being 5-4, they're not going anywhere. Rodgers did not look good. And their defense, after having a pretty decent week last week, was a huge letdown on Sunday. So
that was wild.
Ravens are going to win.
I thought the Steelers defense, I was like, man, maybe they're back. Like they shut down the Colts pretty well, and they Justin Herbert just stomped all over them. Like you said, Rodgers just 2 picks. I mean, one wasn't on him, but Chargers are back to looking legit, man. They're 7-3, and it was looking sketchy for a minute there, but they're back. Patriots Buccaneers was probably just as good of a game as we were expecting.
It was. Definitely.
How about this? So Drake May, on passes of 20 yards or more, currently 13 of 17 for 76% and 5 touchdowns. That is insane.
That is. Man.
That's actually come down since he played the Browns a couple weeks ago, but holy crap.
Yeah.
And then Trevion Henderson, a 55-yard touchdown run and a 69-yard touchdown run.
Wow. That is, man, that is insane.
So
Um,
I don't think it matters how many touchdowns Baker Mayfield's throwing if that defense is going to be that terrible.
yeah, well, I'm still a believer in Baker, but yeah, that didn't look promising on Sunday.
No.
So, um,
There's once again, there's nobody else in the NFC South division that matters, right? Like
right.
they could probably roll into the playoffs with an 8-9 record, I bet.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so too. Honestly, it's that division is just not good, and it's never had really a good track record in the last
No.
couple of years at least. So,
How badly I wish that we could move the Browns into that division and take the Buccaneers with them in the AFC North. And then I bet you Baker Mayfield would not be rolling the way he is.
yeah, that would be nice for you, wouldn't it?
Sure would. Sure would.
Um, Dude, how about the Packers, man, just kind of falling off? I mean, that game was so boring last night. Again, I feel like any game that the Eagles are playing in is just a boring game to watch. But man, the Packers are struggling.
I heard everybody talking today about, oh, don't worry about the Packers. They're doing just fine. They have this great defense. And I was just like, I don't really agree with that. I mean, Micah Parsons getting into it with I don't think it was Skip Bayless, somebody else, Colin Cowherd. It's like, dude, you're worried about what Colin Cowherd says? Like,
Right.
what are you kidding me? You're arguing with him on Twitter? Like, oh
Unreal.
my gosh. Yeah, no, I think I'm starting to think that it's a two-man race. I hate to count the Packers out, but
Yeah.
I like the Bears and I like the Lions, man. I think the Lions
Yeah.
ultimately take it, but yeah, I just don't know what to expect from the Packers. Everybody's so confident in them, and I think Tucker Kraft had a huge part of that. And now that he's gone,
Mhm.
like Luke Musgrave obviously did not fill that role at all. So
Right. Yeah.
um,
It's interesting. Here, let me play a little game with you before we start talking about next week's games or college
yeah. What do you
football.
got?
Sorry. So as of right now in the AFC, the playoff teams are the Colts, Broncos, Patriots, Steelers, Chargers, Bills, and Jaguars. On the bubble, you got the Chiefs, Texans, Ravens, Bengals. I'll throw the Dolphins in there too. Sure, why not? Everybody else, obviously, not happening. Do you see these 7 teams staying in here, or which teams do you see not in the playoffs at the end of the year?
So, I mean, it's hard to really say anything about. I don't have any faith in the Broncos. I keep watching Bo Nix, and I don't see
Yep.
what everybody else sees. But they are 8-2 right now, so it's hard to really. I mean, they would really have to fall off to not make the playoffs.
Yeah,
And
I would agree.
Chiefs. Well, the Chargers are right behind them at 7-3, and the Chiefs are 5-4. So I guess it could happen. I still see them getting in no matter what, even if they fall off.
Yep.
So let's see here. So I think the Chiefs are getting in, and I think the Ravens are gonna jump the Steelers.
Yep.
Which, man, so the Jaguars are going to be out. The Steelers are going to be out. And then I could see, I could see that. Colts, Broncos, Patriots, Chargers, Bills, Chiefs, Ravens. That's my guess.
Yep, I agree with you 100%. It's going to be crazy to see 3 teams in the AFC West in the playoffs, honestly, but it's going to happen. Jaguars are not going to last. Now, I'm trying to think. Okay, yeah, so the Steelers would probably not be in there then if the Chiefs take that 7th spot, because I don't see the Chiefs winning more games, or I'm sorry, the Steelers winning more games than the Chiefs.
No, I agree with you there.
Yeah, that will be a very interesting playoff, honestly, for the AFC. Some very good games potentially in there. I don't know. I was just kind of looking at that, and I wanted to get your thoughts on the AFC side.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like I said, the Broncos I don't have faith in. The Patriots I could see also hitting a skid, but again, they're both 8-2, so it's like even if you go whatever, what's there, 7 games left. So even if you go 3-4, I mean, you're still sitting at 11-6. So
Right. Exactly.
typically that wins the division pretty easily. So
Yep.
yeah. And then what about the NFC? What does that look like? So you've got
I was looking at that. I honestly, as it sits right now, man, I don't see a lot of changes in this either. I mean, the 49ers, they would probably have to, well, I'm trying to think here. So if the Packers keep losing, then yeah, the 49ers could definitely jump them. Panthers and Vikings are behind them at 9 and 10 right now. I don't see the Panthers going anywhere, or at least making the wild card. And then the Vikings, just not going to be able to do it. So again, some pretty intriguing matchups right now if you look at it. But yeah, I don't see a lot of changes from where we sit right now until the end of the year.
I haven't looked at the Vikings schedule, but I could see the Vikings going on a run and jumping in there. But you would almost think, because I would think when Brock Purdy finally comes back, if he ever comes back, I think the 49ers get in over the Packers.
Okay.
And I could very easily see the Bears getting,
I didn't think about that. Yeah, Bears are out. You're right. I completely walked over the Bears. Yep. Nope. They're not good. They're
so
out.
Yeah, no, I could easily see either of those things happening. I also saw a guy at Chris Canty's power rankings. What do you think about this? He's got number 1 Seattle Seahawks, number 2 LA Rams, 3 New England Patriots, 4 Philadelphia Eagles, and 5 the Colts.
Huh.
What do you think about Seattle and LA being at the top of that list? That's kind of surprised me a little bit.
That seems like it's a little bit of a clickbait for me. The Seahawks did look pretty damn good on Sunday, I will say. The Rams, man, I don't know if both of those teams though are. I think maybe where he's coming from is he just doesn't trust the Colts or the Patriots right now.
Sure.
Especially with a young quarterback for the Patriots, but that Patriots defense looks pretty darn good. And obviously the Colts too. I don't know. I don't see I can maybe argue the Seahawks being number 1. Sure, they're playing really good right now, but the Rams at 2, I would probably give that to, honestly, probably the Colts. I mean, the Colts are just playing really good right now.
Yeah,
I think they're playing better than the Rams. So I don't know. That's interesting.
Yeah, might be clickbait. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about the weeks ahead. So let's stick with the NFL. We'll talk about the weeks ahead and talk about our locks, and then we'll jump into a little bit of Ohio State. So Bengals have the Steelers. We talked about a little bit. So what do you see? Yep. What do you see coming up?
Yeah, so the Steelers are 5.5-point favorites going into this game. Again, the Bengals beat them earlier in the year. It's tough to beat the same team twice, but I'm still saying they're going to go 6-0. So I'm saying the Bengals are going to find how somehow win this game. I don't think the Steelers defense or the Steelers offense is going to put up that many points just with Aaron Rodgers being in there. So I'd say the Bengals win a game, maybe something similar like 27, 24. It will be a close game for sure. But I pray at least, please, I'm praying that they don't put up 50 points on us. But we'll see what happens.
I don't know. It was a shootout on that Thursday night game, but I don't know. Rodgers, they're like Jekyll and Hyde, man. Well, both the entire Steelers team is Jekyll and Hyde, and the Bengals defense is Jekyll and Hyde. Like you don't know whether they're going to give up 30 or 50.
Yeah, the game just feels weird for some reason, I just feel like it's going to be a lower scoring game than what people think. Like the over is 49.5. Am I going to take that? Yeah, probably. But I could also see this game being low scoring for some reason. It feels weird right now. It feels odd.
I mean, if there's no bad weather, there's no way that's a low scoring game. I don't see it.
Yeah, you're probably right. I don't know.
Flacco knows how to dice up the Steelers. He's been playing against them for 100 years. Aaron Rodgers also been playing for 100 years. He knows how to dice them up. I think he just had a crap game.
Yeah, I mean the key for the Bengals to win this game is honestly time of possession. You got to keep. That's the thing with the Bengals is they score so fast. They have so many weapons to score fast. They pass all the time, so it's just they're going to keep giving the ball to Pittsburgh, and they're going to have so much time to come back. So definitely time of possession. And just please tackle. Go just tackle somebody. Like I can't watch this team just where they don't wrap up and they will not just drive a player to the ground. It drives me nuts, Brian. Get a flag for all I care for an illegal hit or something. Do something, damn it. You're getting me all riled up. I'm sorry.
Is Trey going to be there? Trey Boy playing?
That's a good question. I think he's still questionable. Won't make a difference. What's it matter?
I mean, he could lay a hit on Rodgers and change the whole trajectory of the game.
Yeah, that's true. We'll see. I don't know. I have a feeling he's probably not going to play, but I hope he does. We'll see. We'll see.
Is it in Pittsburgh or is it in Cincy?
It is in Pittsburgh. Yeah.
Okay. Are they handing out Ben Gay to everybody when they walk in? A little icy hot.
That's good, Brian. That's good.
What's your bold prediction for the game?
My bold prediction is the Bengals hold the Steelers to 21 points.
Woo-wee! That is very bold.
21 points.
I'm writing that down because there's no way.
That's why it's a bold prediction, Brian.
That is just. I would even say it'd be bold to hold them to 28 points. So 21, that's wild.
21 points.
Book it. All right. So what you said 20, 28, 21, something like that? Or 20, 22, 21 is the final score?
Yeah, I'm going to say the Bengals win 24-21.
Okay. All right. Interesting. Well, talk a little bit about Browns here. We've already mentioned it. We were both pretty much lockstep here. I fully expect the Browns to get shellacked by the Ravens. I think you mentioned earlier that the spread is like 8.5. I would hammer the heck out of that. The only way I could see that not happening is if somehow this is a game where the Browns are losing, Dylan Gabriel gets benched at halftime, or Dylan Gabriel, which that's probably not happening because let's be realistic, they won't even give Shedeur Sanders a first team rep for the last like 30 years, it feels like. But maybe Dylan Gabriel gets injured and the Browns somehow get a spark with Shedeur Sanders, and that's why we lose by a touchdown instead of like 30 points. I just don't see it. I have no idea why is this a 4:30 game? Why? There's no reason this should
Is it a 4:30 game?
Yes.
What?
My buddy was asking me if I wanted to tailgate, and I was like, I'm not. I'm going to be in Columbus that night. There's no way I'm getting there that early. He's like, the game doesn't start till 4:30. I'm like, who wanted this game at 4:30? Like, this is an XFL team. An XFL team versus the Baltimore Ravens, who are going to win the division. I'm like, this is going to not be primetime TV.
I hate to break. Well, yeah. So I'm assuming that Baltimore and Cleveland are going to be the only markets watching this game because the other 4:30 game is Kansas City against Denver. So,
yeah, nobody wants to watch this game.
That is crazy.
John Harbaugh, all time against the Browns. You want to know in his 32 games, how many times he's lost to the Browns?
Twice.
A little bit more than that.
That was a good guess, I think.
He is 25-7 all time against the Browns. I mean, my gosh, that is bad. I mean, you should be around 50-50 with your division foes, and that is not even close. the end of the day, I feel like this is a game where the defense is going to hold up for like the first half or whatever. It's going to look a lot like the first game against the Ravens. The same with the Lions game. Like the dam is going to break at some point. The freaking defense is going to get tired of being out there. Dylan Gabriel's probably going to throw a couple picks. I do expect the special teams to be cleaned up. I got a feeling that those guys have just got reamed for the last week coming into this game. So I wouldn't be surprised about that. I kind of spoiled my bold prediction, but it's Dylan Gabriel is going to finally throw 2 picks again in this game. This is going to be Dylan Gabriel's final game of the year with the Browns. They will turn it over to Shedeur Sanders to face the Raiders in week 12. And it's going to be ugly. If I knew that there was no chance Shedeur was going in, I would say I would take the -8.5 and put, $1,000 on it, but I don't have that kind of money to throw around anyway. So sad as that is, let's talk about some other games around the NFL this week. It looks like there's a pretty good slate going on. What are some of your favorite matchups coming up?
Yeah, I was looking at the schedule. I would say Chiefs Broncos, obviously. Lions Eagles should be a pretty exciting one as well. You got the Seahawks and Rams. Man, there are some really good games. Even Buccaneers and Bills. We are set for a good week of football here, Brian.
Love it. I don't think the Chiefs Broncos is going to be as good of a game as you do. I think the Chiefs are going to take care of business.
In Mile High, huh? Okay.
Yep. I think Patty's gonna have himself a SpongeBob-tastic day.
Never say that again on air, please.
I was going for Kermit the Frog, and somehow my brain got all mixed up. I was thinking about SpongeBob. My kid makes me watch too much SpongeBob.
It's a great show.
Yeah, no, that's that Buccaneers Bills game though. That's probably going to be a good one. I'm excited about that one. I think that should be high flyer there. That's a 1:00, right? So that's unfortunate.
Yeah, I like the over in that game. So if I'm you guys, I would take the under. I'm so bad right now; it's disgusting. So just a fair warning.
Speaking of locks of the week, we're not keeping track of Nick's locks. He went 1 for 3 last week. Before that, a lot of offers. What do you like for the people this week so they know what not to bet on?
Yeah, so I like the Ravens -8. It's actually down to -8 right now.
Okay.
Let's see here. And then the over in the Tampa Bay Buffalo game at 48. I like that as well. So we'll see. This is again like the over in that Bengals Steelers game. It should definitely hit at 49.5, which is why I'm going to take the under. Just have a weird feeling.
I am actually in lockstep with you on that too. So I've got the Bills Bucks over the 48, and then also Lions Eagles. Even though for some reason they didn't score much last night, or sorry, we're recording this early, but even though they didn't score much Monday night, I fully expect the Lions and the Eagles to just be a shootout.
Really?
That's only at 46.5.
Okay.
So I'm pretty confident in that. And unlike Nick, I'm actually 6 for 8 in my locks of the week. So you can be a little more confident. So
yes, that's good. See, then the fact that I have the same locks as you, this is good. It might mean we're turning a page here.
Might mean you're putting a little more focus into it instead of just picking the Browns to win a game that you can't be confident in that. Come on now.
Not really sure what I was thinking there, but yeah, go ahead and let's not.
Yeah, as soon as you said the Browns money line, I was like, well, there goes that game. That's an L, baby. All right, let's talk a little bit about the Buckeyes before we head out of here. So Ohio State did not cover for the first time this year the spread against Purdue. What did you see in the Purdue game? What did you like?
No.
What didn't you like?
Ohio State has never really played well at Purdue. They didn't cover the spread. Whoop-de-doo. They still won. They won by 24 points, took care of business, and they're moving on. There's not that much to say about this anymore. It is crazy how they went on that much of a streak for covering the spreads, but you knew it was going to happen eventually. And honestly, like I said, they do not have a great track record at Purdue. So,
yeah, and it was weird. Like Carnell Tate didn't play the whole game. I guess he had some soreness or some kind of tightness or something before in the pregame. They didn't really even notice it. Like the announcers didn't even notice it until probably like the second half, which is kind of odd. Being as that he's been a monster all year. I'm like, where's Carnell Tate? Where's Carnell Tate?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody said anything, but I kind of think that had something to do with the spread too. You know, it's like
sure.
A lot of those other receivers aren't as good as Carnell Tate yet. Night game coming up at home against UCLA. They are currently favored by 32.5 points. Obviously, UCLA started off 0-3, fired their head coach. D coordinator was dismissed. They did beat Penn State, which I didn't even realize until I started doing some research on them. Their offense is averaging 20.4 points per game, which is 117th out of 136.
My Lord.
And their defense is allowing 31 points per game, which I don't know how bad that is, but it's also not good.
Guys, honestly, if you just look back a couple weeks, Indiana beat UCLA 56-6. What the heck do you think Ohio State's going to do to them? Take the Buckeyes to cover.
I do like that. You're giving me confidence now, especially since the Buckeyes shredded Penn State and Indiana just had a shootout with them.
That was a crazy game.
That was a wild game. I think the only thing with this Buckeyes team is like, are they going to put in the effort like to beat the spread or not? Like that's the only thing we have to look forward to. I'll be in Columbus, and I was hoping to find some cheap tickets because I was like, UCLA is trash this year. Mm-hmm. And currently the cheapest seat I can find up in the nosebleeds is like $90 a piece. I'm like, wow. Come on, guys, get these prices down. Nobody's going to this game. But the clock keeps ticking. Time. Oh, I'm just living on Game Time, baby. I check it every morning. All right. They keep going down, but you know, maybe we can get sponsored by them at some point because that is where I buy all my tickets.
Hashtag Game Time ad.
Hashtag please sponsor us.
We're going to get hit with a lawsuit.
Yeah. No, they love the free pub. They don't mind. Anything else you want before we wrap up here, Cremy?
No, man. No, I mean, nothing crazy. I mean, a couple of good games for some ranked opponents. Texas at Georgia. That should be a good one. But looking at the rest of the board, I mean, the only other one that really intrigues me is Oklahoma and Alabama. So kind of quiet schedule. I'm just so excited for the college football playoff to start. It's just going to be a great time.
I'm excited for the Big Ten championship. That should be a damn good game.
Good
if it ends up being Ohio State, Indiana, woo!
Yeah, and you know what? Let me ask you something about this, about the Buckeyes. Do you think that the Michigan-Ohio State game really even matters? Like do you think that people really care about it that much still? Because the game doesn't matter as much because of how many teams are in the college football playoff. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, if whatever reason Michigan beat Ohio State, okay, it stings. It would suck, especially with this many years in a row. But they're going to be in the playoffs regardless. So I don't know. I just feel like it's kind of not necessarily ruined the rivalry, but it's just I feel like it's just not that big of a deal anymore. You know what I mean?
No, it's definitely not. I mean, it's kind of weird to think about. It means a lot more to the nation. It doesn't matter as much anymore, right? Like nobody outside of Ohio State fans and Michigan fans, I think, care as much anymore. Because let's be realistic. I mean, there's 3 undefeated teams, right? So if Ohio State goes undefeated and loses one game to Michigan at the end of the year, and they're that would be 11-1.
Yeah,
they're still getting in the playoff. They're still probably going to the Big Ten championship. Like does it really matter? No. I mean,
Right.
it doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things, right? It'd be a great thing for Michigan, but
Right.
outside of the Ohio State Michigan fans, I don't think it matters at all anymore, honestly. So yeah, I mean, it's the game has definitely diminished. I mean, you had all those matchups where it was 1 versus 2 and the loser missed out on the national championship. You just don't have that same kind of cachet on the games anymore. And I mean, I think we're already seeing it. Like the college landscape is changing because of that, right? There's people that are now again shifting back to not scheduling hard games so that they can go undefeated, so that they can get into the national championship, playoffs, whatever. I had a question for you while we're on college football. As an outsider, obviously you're not looking for a quarterback realistically. Who are you seeing as like the top quarterbacks in the league? I'll tell you from the mocks I've been looking at, it's Mendoza from Indiana, Dante Moore out of Oregon, and Ty Simpson out of Alabama. Those are the top 3. And then I've seen the Oklahoma quarterback sprinkled in there, some mocks in the first round. I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but who do you like and why, I guess?
Yeah, I mean, I think Mendoza is having a very solid season. I think his QBR is over 83, I believe. Dude, the guy just makes really good plays. I mean, he's a player. I mean, he is a hustler. He's not afraid to take a hit. And he just shows confidence, I mean, that last drive against, I know it's against Penn State, but I mean, he looked pretty good. And an absolute crazy of a catch to end that game, but it was also a pretty damn good throw too, with all things considered. So yeah, I really like this kid. I'm very excited to see what he can do against Ohio State's defense. And I think that's going to be a huge test for him on where he might land potentially next year.
Yeah, I'm starting to become a big fan of Ty Simpson out of Alabama.
Okay.
I was worried that it was a lot of the team around him, but a lot of the highlights I've been watching, the throws that he's making definitely look like NFL throws. I'm wondering if he can be like a Joe Burrow type where, he basically didn't exist and then all of a sudden becomes really good, right? I'm excited to see both of them in the playoff, but if you look at Ty Simpson, he's already faced 4 ranked opponents and beat them all. So pretty good to be sitting up there in a team in Alabama that I had no faith in.
Right.
So pretty cool. But I guess we'll keep track of that more as the year goes on, because I'm hoping that one of them falls to the Browns at some point wherever we're drafting.
Right.
So. Oh, yeah. All right. Well, that'll wrap this week's edition of the Rust Belt Rivalry podcast up. Browns fans, Bengals fans, stick in there. Buckeyes fans, we got a lot to look forward to. Nick, take us away, buddy.
Yep. Thanks, Brian. Make sure you guys subscribe, leave us a review, and hit us up on social media with your takes, and we'll be back next week.